Greetings, Wargamers! This is an update and/or revision of a previous video. Since making our first Resources and Game Assistance guide, some new tools have arrived. Some have gone away, and some have been updated. This video will cover those changes in hopes of providing new or even veteran players a plethora of ways to speed up and simplify their gaming experience. We will start with what seems to be the most desired first resource: Warscrolls. These are available in the battle tomes, but they are often updated and sometimes errated. Also, flipping through books is just clumsy, and my wife gives me wicked stink eye if I injure the spine of a book. Luckily, there are a couple of ways to get these digitally and for free. The Games Workshop website allows you to download the Warscroll for any unit on the same page you buy the model from. Simply search for your unit in the search bar and select your model there, or click the Age of Sigmar tab, select your Grand Alliance drop-down menu, select your faction, find and select your model. From here, you should see your model picture and add to cart on the screen. Scroll down from here and select the Download tab. Select your unit and bam! Free PDF of your Warscroll. The great thing about these is the fact that they are updated if any changes occur. Another way to get free Warscrolls is through your phone. From your app store, you can download the Warhammer AoS app at no cost. Once downloaded, there is a Warscrolls tab at the bottom that has every available Age of Sigmar Warscroll. These are also updated if any changes are made. You may also access the core rules by clicking the hammer symbol at the bottom of the screen. For a subscription, you can build and save lists via the Azir app, but Warscroll Builder works just fine. Speaking of Warscroll Builder, on the Warhammer community website, many resources are provided. Army FAQs, designer commentary, and base size charts to name a few. But the best resource available is the Warscroll Builder. From the homepage, hover over the List Building Tools tab. Select Warscroll Builder. From here, you can select your game's point system and points value, choose your Grand Alliance, choose Allegiance and Mortal Realm, and add units. If you're adding allies or one of your city options for Cities of Sigmar, for example, simply select Add Units and scroll to the proper army. From here, you can save a PDF of your list by clicking the down arrow. You can enter the optional fields and/or select Print Unit Stats, but all that is needed is clicking Save and following the typical file saving steps on your computer. Remember where you save this list because you will be able to use it for great effect in our next resource. At AoSReminders.com, you can take an army list and have every ability in it documented and split up by phase. This is by far the most useful resource available for Age of Sigmar. This alone improves quality of life, speeds up games, and eases decision making. All great things for a game that can last 2 or 3 hours. You can manually enter everything from your list, but we are going to use the one we just saved. Scroll to the middle of the page and select Import List. Click the box to open your File Explorer and select the list you saved. Boom! You have a reminders list. Everything is listed alphabetically, but you can rearrange each ability as you see fit. You may also hide rules you don't want to see. Once you have this set up to your liking, click Download PDF to save this to your computer. You can save in standard format for larger font and more space, or compact for smaller font, double columns, and fewer pages. I prefer this because I print this as part of a packet I use to ease gameplay. More on that later. Keep that list handy, you're about to use it again. At this website, you can go to the Lab tab, copy that list you made, and paste it in the box. Click Analyze. An absurd amount of AI will give you a complete breakdown of your Warscroll values, effective wounds, casting, shooting damage, overall damage, objective control, and mobility. This is basically a value comparison of your list versus the rest of the world. Well, Mortal Realms, I guess. You can select only compare to own faction to analyze against your own faction rather than the entirety of the meta. You can use this tool to get an initial idea of how your list may perform. This should not stop you from playing something you want, but it can assist you in perfecting a list or give you interesting stats to look over. There are many more options and tools to utilize here, so please give this site a look. Do you love AoS but can't get games in person? Do you want to try a crazy build but don't want to paint it up and find out it sucks? Good news! You can play Age of Sigmar on Tabletop Simulator. There are plenty of extensive guides on how to download and use AoS mods on Tabletop Simulator, so I will only do an overview here. This resource alone deserves its own video. If you have Steam, you can buy TTS, Tabletop Simulator, for cheap and get everything else you need for AoS for free. Once you download the proper mods, you can create armies, create a board, set up your scenery and battle plans, and get to playing. It sets up your objectives, gives you deployment lines, rolls your dice for you, and more. This is awesome for practice, list testing, and more. I hope this helps make your Age of Sigmar games more streamlined, faster, and more enjoyable. Please consider clicking subscribe to see more wargaming content, including battle reports, game guides, speed paints, and more. Have a wonderful wargame.